He hustled card games across 3 continents to fund a dream they said wasn't his to have. Daniel Day grew up poor in Harlem, 1944. While other kids played in the streets, he studied people, how they moved, what they wore, what it meant to be seen. He became a gambler, a serious one. Inspired by mathematics and bemused by the dead-end grind of street life, he reinvented himself in education and self-discovery. Traveled the world, won enough to come home and build something. In 1982, he opened Dapper Dan's on 125th Street, open 24 hours, because Harlem didn't sleep and neither did he. He went to a public library in Midtown to study fashion symbols and logos. He taught himself manufacturing techniques for furs, chinchilla to fox. He wanted to make garments out of leather when luxury brands were only making bags and wallets. Nobody was dressing the culture, so he decided to. He took the logos of Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Fendi, and reimagined them. Custom tracksuit, leather jackets, fur coats, built for the bodies and the culture the brands themselves refused to address. His designs were infused with the hustler style of the Harlem Renaissance and his African travels. He spoke openly of his mission to Africanize high-end European fashion. Eric B and Rakim wore his designs on the covers of Paid in Full and Follow the Leader, 2 of the most iconic album covers in hip-hop history. Mike Tyson broke into his biggest heights, Big Daddy Kane, Salt and Pepper, Bobby Brown. Hip-hop looked like power because Dapper Dan made it look like power. At a time when hip-hop was still fighting for mainstream respect, Dapper Dan's designs were visually declared, "We belong here." In 1988, Tyson got into a street brawl with Mitch Green directly outside his store. Photographs of the fight caught Tyson in a custom Fendi jacket, and for the first time, the luxury houses became aware of what was happening on 125th Street. They raided his shop, shut him down in 1992, took everything he built and called it theft. He went underground, continued designing in secret, began outfitting Floyd Mayweather in 1999 while the fashion world pretended he didn't exist. Then in 2017, Gucci put his exact jacket design on their runway. The original had been worn by Olympic gold medalist Diane Dixon in the late 1980s. Balloon sleeves covered in a Louis Vuitton logo. Gucci version replaced the LV logo with their own double G and sent it down the runway without a single word of credit. The internet erupted. Gucci CEO Marco Bizzarri and the creative director Alessandro Michel reached out directly. Gucci didn't just apologize, they gave him an atelier back in Harlem, his block on his terms. 2018, Dapper Dan of Harlem opened on Lenox Avenue, the first luxury fashion house in Harlem's history. In 2020, Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. The man they raided became the man they needed to stay relevant. He spent the next years mentoring young designers, consulting for luxury houses, and proving that the culture was never beneath the industry. The industry was always beneath the culture. Dapper Dan was shut down for copying luxury brands, but luxury brands couldn't survive without copying him. So who really owns the culture? The ones who built it or the ones who can afford to steal it? If you want to learn how to make videos like this in 2026, comment wonders and I'll personally send you my playbook.